Hey guys, welcome back to the video format of the lessons for the time being. I'm just going to use this time to show you a few basic things about drawing. Today we're going to use the pumpkin as a model, and I'm going to show you how to draw objects, like simple objects, in proportion. So this is a thing that artists usually need to learn about to draw any object. So the first step I'm going to get you to do is we're going to go through step by step, and when I say pause, I'm just going to ask you to pause the video and then follow the first step. So the first step is we're going to pause, and you just need to find yourself a simple object to draw. Okay, so pause. Great. And so hopefully you've come back and you found yourself something simple to draw. The next step is that what we're going to do is basically figure out its proportions. You can do it with your fingers, figuring out is it wider or higher. You can see in this case, if I take the height, the width is about twice the height, and that's its proportion. I'm leaving out at the moment the top bit there because that might complicate it a bit. I'm just looking at the main bit. So the next step for you just to pause and then just try and measure it with your fingers. Great, hopefully you've done that. So you might have seen this in movies. You see artists holding out their pencils, and what they're doing is it's the same thing. They're using it, sliding the finger as a unit of measurement. 1, 2, the same basic idea there. So what that's good for is we're going to draw the height, and the width is twice that. So 1, 2, and that just sets out a little box that we can see what the object would fit inside of, or at least the main part of the object. So I'm going to just get you to pause the video and draw the box. Okay, fantastic. Now hopefully you've drawn a box that the object would or could fit inside of. The next part I'm going to do is just to start to sketch out the object. Now this is just a matter of kind of looking at the object a fair bit, looking at the kind of curves and lines that you can see, just vaguely getting a sense of the angles or the shape of it. And artists tend to just kind of sketch a lot of lines. Normally you don't see them all because they sketch them very lightly, but just to get a rough outline of what the object would look like. So just have a crack at that for a moment and pause. And we're back. And then normally I wouldn't suggest that you'd be drawing in Texta, but I'm doing that so that it's possible for it to show up on the video. You might want to draw these light lines, not in orange Texta, but in very light pencil or something like that. So now what you might notice I'm doing is I'm just trying to look for any kind of subsections or large shapes within the main shape. So I've got this shape here, and I'm looking at that one there, and it takes up about 1/3, I think, or more than 1/3. So try and draw that section. There's a big sort of a blobby bit here in the middle that's also got another bit in the middle of that. And then there's this section here as well. So looking for any sections. Like I said before, there's a stem that pokes out, and that stem is about half the height of the main body of it, coming out here, and then just looking at the main sort of angles that I can see there, like that. Now, don't worry too much if your angles aren't correct, but let's just have a go at drawing any little sections you see, and just need to pause the video. Great, and we're back. And like I said before, these kind of things would be normally done in light pencil or something like that, but I'm doing it on purpose in orange Texta so you can see it. I'm going to swap over to a darker Texta now for the more focused part of it, the contour drawing. So this is not about shading, it's just about looking at the contour of the object. Now imagine this finger is my eye, and this finger, or this here is my pen. Now my eye is not looking at my paper, but looking at my object. Very, very closely focusing on that. That's where my eye is, where my finger's pointing. It's not looking at the paper. Now I glance back at the paper just to see where I am, and then I look back at the object, and I keep on following it around, very, very focused, my eye, and then
coming back up, and I'm just really tracing it with my eye, and I'm keeping this hand over here in step with my eye. Now what I do is, when I glance back to this sheet of paper, I'm just seeing that my contour drawing is pretty much in the ballpark. Not exactly, but pretty much somewhere around that original orange drawing, because I know that's in proportion, but it's not a very sensitive contour drawing. So what I'm trying to do is, using my observation of the object, make the contour drawing a lot more like the actual contour of the object. Now, that's pretty much the outline of the object. I need to sort of look more closely some of the details here. I've got this like little stem thing poking up, and you'll notice, because I've got my original orange drawing, I've got a lot more freedom to play around with, and I don't have to worry thinking it might be all the wrong shape or in the wrong spot, because I've already done all the homework and figured out what size things should be. Now, that's my basic contour drawing. It's the basics of the main shapes of the pumpkin. Then I'm kind of free to start looking at, more of the details, and I can start blocking in some of the other details or contours of the pumpkin itself. So it's a pretty simple way of drawing. I hope you've enjoyed doing that, and I suggest that you follow that method, like just measuring something with your fingers, figure out the basic proportion, and try this exercise over a few weeks. Just get sketching things that you find maybe lying around your house, and you'll find that your ability to gauge the shapes and the sizes and proportions of things will improve steadily as you practice it. Hope you've enjoyed this lesson. Of course, we could extend on it with shading and color, but that will be in subsequent lessons. Please let me know if you did have a go of this lesson, and I'd really be happy to see any photos of anything that you've drawn. Please keep safe during the lockdown period, and look forward to seeing you afterwards. Take care. Bye.